Sorry, my system restarted. I don't know. I never used it for so long. My system restarted somehow. I don't know because I don't use it so long.
Sure. No worries. We can get you.
So I just told you whatever has happened that day. It to me it's straightforward the result of escalating me, my escalation of those people who harassed me. Since last deployment, when I handled that deployment, they were on my head. Problem is ITC never asked me for it. I have many mails, many screenshots that I kept, and 100% more are in my Santander account, my mailbox. None of those were asked for by ITC, and uh, sorry. So when look, I only believe in two things. I did my work, I got my salary, I got my credit. That's it. Okay, I'm getting a salary, I'm getting negative credit. Salary is it's okay. I had never complained. Means I raised my concerns. Whatever happened, I never went beyond a certain limit. Okay, I raised grievance. It was heard, not heard, doesn't matter. But in this last 3 months, I raised a grievance which was a threat to my life and my family. Okay, I have sent some screenshots. Did you see that? Did you see my ear in that? I told specifically Jitendra is aware that I am not keeping well since the last 1 year, since this thing started. Despite those things, all of a sudden I was given this shock. This shock means I literally cannot say what to do. I'm repeating these things again and again. It was Priyanka first, then it was Smita, then there was a Kelp HR executive. I repeated 2-3 hours each time, and I get stressed. I only impact myself negatively. Nothing happens to everyone. You are just listening and you will go away, be with your families. But my kids and my families have not smiled in last 3 months. ITC is solely responsible, not Santander, not Jitendra. He's doing what he has to do. He's a manager. He has his own ways. I know how he works. He himself admitted to me in chat that I have ruined lives of many people. Whosoever does this to me, I see them. So these are his words. That is why he's a manager there. I don't want to fight with him. I don't want to argue with him. Whatever he did to me, why ITC accepted it with zero tolerance without saying anything? If Jitendra is saying Sandeep is like 0%, means my appraisal, somebody is mentioning that your guy is a thief. Why ITC, instead of challenging that thing, is making me reluctant? I have to challenge it, and then when I challenge it, Alag says, no, Sandeep, we cannot challenge the client. So if the client tomorrow says Alag is a robber and you are a thief, will you accept that? I simply challenged something which was not acceptable to me in professional terms. So Alag replied last year, and what happened was this thing was done. It was mid of that deployment, which was the bounce back deployment. It lasted 4 months from March till June. Half of the deployment went very good when I was working on it. As soon as I challenged him that give me one proof when I was arguing or I had heated arguments, the very next day Jitendra started pointing out errors in everything I do. Even if I am sending a mail, he says, Sandeep, this is not professional. Sending a mail is not professional. Seriously. Everything is out there. If you invoke a Santander inquiry, he will be like doomed in 1 minute. He has harassed me to that level that I broke one table. My kids were sitting out there. We changed the table. It's still there. I never threw it. It's still in the junkyard. So I kind of controlled myself because I never wanted this thing to come. Why ITC let this happen, I don't know. If you get business from Santander is a billion times more big and diverse than that point called Jitendra Mohan. who is trying to control my life. I gave everything, the screenshots, the way he behaved with my family. Indu, I'm specifically saying one line again. In my 2017 appraisal, I went to Jitendra because I was given almost same means discouraging kind of appraisal. So I went to Jitendra in office. It was basement of the Shenley. We were talking. I said, Jitu bhai, we call him Jitu bhai, can you please at least give my good review out there, whatever I'm working? At least ITC will review me accordingly. I have been getting B or C grades when I am the one who has been doing the most investigations, the best productive stuff at Santander and his team. I am the one who has to suffer the most, who has to work the most, who has to spend his money on the most. I was forced to, I will not tell those things. Jitendra said, Sandeep, you are getting very good salary. We came on 28,000. These were his words. Then I said, Bhai, my daughter's secondary is starting this year. My daughter started secondary year 7 last year. So the guy said to me, Sandeep Sharma ji, आपकी बेटी कौन सी प्रियंका चोपड़ा बन जाएगी बड़ी होके? I swear on my kids, he did that on my face, and to me that guy died that day. I don't care who he is. Okay. I'm telling you because you are a woman. You see my age, I'm very senior to you, probably same age as him. I'm trying to make things soothing for ITC and myself. I'm repeating same things again and again. Despite my age and my previous experience, I chose to work in same position. I never requested, I never asked that I want this or that. I only requested correction in my salary according to my performance, which never happened. Okay. This kind of guy he started saying bad things towards my kids. He used to come to my house 3 to 4 days a week, Jitendra. At one point of time, he said two bad things about my kids, which my wife objected to. And that was the time problem started. He was inquisitive about what my son eats, what my son studies like, how much he can read. So these kinds of questions were, they sounded cheap to me. My wife said, I don't want him. So I simply told her that I cannot say no to him. What I can do is I'll change my circle. So that point onwards, I started hanging out with other people. Specifically, there's a guy, if you know Guru, Sambit Swine, he's ex-ITC, and there's one more guy, Subram from NIIT. We used to hang out specially so that I can avoid Jitendra. You know the extent of his jealousy and his diplomacy and his bossy power. We were partying around in Harvester one day, and there was a call from one common friend. I told him that we are partying here. That common friend is Prakash Kumar, who is in Portal's team under Sudeep. So I asked him, do you want to come? He said, no, I am not coming. I hung phone up. Within 3 minutes, Jitendra Mohan was standing on my back inquisitively like a lizard. You know, in India we say that, chipkali ki tarah aake khada ho jana. He was there on my back, trying to listen what we were talking about. And that was a personal intervention on my life from Jitendra. I went back, took out the invoices of Harvester of that day, and the camera of that premises can be still used to see how he came. He brought his wife and son, left them in the car in the parking, and went in to check on us what we are doing. If he genuinely came to visit Harvester, he would have come with his wife and son and went to a table. He wouldn't have come and stood behind my back inquisitively, like silently. That day I was startled, and I realized that he won't let me live. And this harassment has been going since that time. I know he's your client, but he has damaged my family, not only my office. You know, if it was only limited to office, I would not have said single word. He abused my family, my social life. That is the reason this escalated so hard. And he has been, nobody knows him better than Lalit and ITC and you all guys. You are new. Ask Lalit, ask Alagappan. They will tell you what kind of person he is. Okay. I have suffered a lot. I'm not going to repeat everything. You know, I told everything to that Kelp HR executive that was a 2 hour call. I gave her every single detail which I'm giving now. She asked my permission, GDPR permission, and I told her, I want you to tell ITC everything that I said here. So if she has recorded, you can review all of that, whatever I have been to. Okay, I cannot keep repeating, it really pains, it really hurts me. The point here is, I just decided that I have to challenge this dismissal. I was the one who was harassed. I was the one who actually was at risk, and at that time, next day, Alag and Priyanka, they said, no, Sandeep, we'll try to help you. There was a Kelp HR call. They did one call with me. Then after a few days, Alag came back again asking if I was okay. Then he said, Sandeep, move back to India. That's better for you. So it clearly means you don't want me here. If that is the way it's supposed to be, you should have simply be a man. Sandeep, resign. I could have resigned. If you try to play games with me, it won't go well. Because I'll give you one example. When I joined this company, it was my joining day. I was lied to by the HR guy Santosh Arimbra over my air ticket expense reimbursement. He lied to me over the call, and they reimbursed me 5,000 instead of the actual promised 12,000. In email only, that guy, I did not have any proof. I don't want to recall. That guy finally admitted, because I have some investigation skills which are valid everywhere, not just IT. So that guy probably was fired after my incident. I never saw him after that, or he resigned. Just go back and talk to them about Santosh Arimbra and Sandeep incident in June or till December 2015. I never had a single evidence then. Here I kept everything. I have the reviews from Lizeth Argizo, my previous team lead. The previous team lead, Deepak Balakrishnan, he recommended me. Other than that, previous team, I gave all the reviews, and not from just team lead, all the people on the bank who work, help desk team, relevant teams are Kick, IVR, portals, whosoever worked with me, they still remember me and they come to me for every work. Even after 2 years after I left that team. So those things I'm not boasting about. I'm just telling that I had some goodwill, some good name in ITC, and the things that happened, people don't know. Nobody is aware that Sandeep was done like this. So I don't think there's any point discussing these things with you, because you don't know anything. Alag knows everything. He has been with me in all 5 years appraisals. Every time I raised a concern, he would, at 2 or 3 occasions, he came back to me, Sandeep, don't worry. If I am a C or B grade deservant, why does he bring that bonus check to me then? Can you justify your own acts? On one hand, I am getting B grade, I am not performing, I am something like, okay, my manager gives me bad review. On the other hand, you are giving me a bonus check. What kind of things are happening? Means my appraisal was not done. My manager rates me like he's very good technically, but there is a slang on my thing which ITC cannot challenge, and my manager cannot prove it. There's no proof because I never did anything wrong. What I am asking for now is, I will resign today if you want, but I have 3 months left starting from 20th April. It's 20th May or 20th June. So I have 1.5 months to file my grievance with the tribunal here. And I'm going to do that for 2 specific reasons. It's not about revenge or something like I'm very unhappy. The main reason is the way ITC has behaved in my case. This is totally unethical, unprofessional. Okay. And I am not sure if ITC will do something good. Means if I want to switch a job or for my future referrals, I'm very scared about my future in UK, because ITC on that day, 20th April, straightforward threatened me, you have 30 days to go back to India. When I requested Hetal, do you have anything else for me here? No, we don't have anything for your profile. So I immediately realized that ITC doesn't want me to stay here in the UK. That's your problem. I have my rights to stay here. I have my indefinite leave. I spent a lot of time, a lot of energy and money to settle down here. I have settled down house here. I cannot get rid of my house in 1 month, which I settled in last 6 years. So whatever was done to me, that scared me. So I do not trust either both of you. I do not trust Hetal, Alag or anyone. Simple. If you talk about professionalism, organization, I can give you examples. You are very bad at that. My expense reimbursement claim, I have that email still with me. There were incidents in between where the finance department and HR, they declared something and they rolled it back just to convert their time. So those kind of things, they give a bad impression about a tycoon like ITC. I was very happy until last 3-4 months, because every year, whatever happens, Alag was at least listening to me. Okay. He listened to my grievance because Manju always misbehaved. He was not listening. So Alag every time had to intervene to get things done. It happened all 5 years. Whatever is happening now, listen, yesterday I woke up at 1:30 a.m. Then 2-3 hours I couldn't sleep. Then in the morning around 5:30 I slept. At 6 my wife woke me up. She had some work. So this is happening since last almost 3-4 months. Now I'll come to the straight to the point why we are here. Okay. Are you aware of that suicidal incident by Anand Kaipa? Are you aware of that? Yes or no?
Not me, I think.
Are you aware? Okay. If this is getting recorded, please make sure it gets recorded. In March somewhere, Feb or March, Anand Kaipa was declared the new lead, and the previous lead, Liz, was also the lead. So they were two leads in transition for almost 1 week to 7 days. So we had two leads. Liz was supposed to leave in 1 week or so. There was one ongoing issue since October, which was October till March, almost 5-6 months old, and it was very dormant. So there was not much activity, but it was important. So Liz told this guy Anand Kaipa that, okay, there's one thing Sandeep is following. It's very important and high priority. Just keep track. So Anand sent me one mail, copy Liz. Sandeep, any update on this? Which is the normal team lead task. So at that time there was no update. I said, Anand, no update yet. It was probably Monday or Tuesday. End of week, he sent a reminder on the same mail. Sandeep, any update? I said, Anand, I don't have any update yet. Probably next week we may have. On Monday, I'm telling you exactly because it's from my memory. Monday was 22nd Feb. Yeah, it was Feb. My wife's birthday. I was on leave. I came back on Tuesday or Wednesday, I replied back on that email chain, which was dormant since quite a long time, almost a month or so. But there were two one-to-one mails sent by Anand, which I actually forgot. I'm again saying I actually forgot them as human error. So I simply picked up the last mail I replied to business, in which Liz was there, Cesar, the assistant manager, was there, team mailbox was there, and I simply replied on that, and I made one update. Liz copied Anand as per process because he's the new lead. So immediately what happened was, this guy Anand Kaipa, he's the lead for just 1 week. This is the latest incident, first incident. He immediately escalated me to Jitendra, copying, Sandeep, why you have not copied me on this email? Any specific reason? I simply replied to him, Anand, why? I simply forgot. It's total human error. The reply to that was, no, it was not a human error. You did deliberately. So those kind of things actually triggered a lot of mental tension in me. He told me, if you want to talk about this, we can talk on Skype or something. So I called him one day for one issue. When that issue was discussed, after that I requested him, can we talk about that thing? So for 40 minutes, that total call was 30 to 40 minutes. I almost apologized to him more than 10 times, that guy. I said, Anand bhai, it was human error. I admit that I forgot to copy you, but it's just first incident. No, 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 Sandeep, whole team is copying me. Why only you have problem? You are not copying me. You did not copy me. You did not respond to me. I said, I responded to you. When you asked me on one-to-one mails, I sent immediately replied. But when I came next week after 3 days holidays, I forgot about those previous threads as I get so many mails. So it was, if it was same thread and I would have removed you and sent mail, I was guilty. But there is a thread which is 1 month old. You separately asked me about that, and in coming time I replied on the original mail and I forgot to add you. You escalate me for that. That was 20 minutes. I kept apologizing. Bhai, I did not. I swore on my family, on him, that I swear on my kids. This was the language. I literally cannot say anything more. The guy said, no, 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 no. Let me call Jitendra into that call. I don't want to talk. What do you want? You want me to kill myself or suicide? Seriously. I'm telling you because this guy, Nidhi Dhawan Nagpal, who is ITC Infotech employee for Staffware, and Jitendra, these three guys harassed me in COVID UBL deployment last year, which I told you about. The deployment went for 4 months. These guys actually harassed me. I have Jitendra's call for 1 hour. He abused me over the call for 1 hour. I have the screenshot of that call in my phone. He called me one day and he was like, "तू मेरा manager बनने की कोशिश कर रहा है?" Just because people above him, they were talking to me. I never went to them. He introduced me to them. And when they pulled me into a chat on Friday at 5 p.m., he was angry. What can I do? It's not my fault. Carlos Selonki, you know who is Carlos Selonki? The Santec head. He was directing that UBL deployment via Oscar Caballero, who was only talking to me. Oscar never talked to anyone, despite the fact that these guys went to him and said, no, 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 Sandeep is busy, we will help you. He said, that's fine, but I need data from Sandeep. I don't want to talk to you. This all happened and I have given the proofs. And there are more proofs in my sent under mailbox. These guys tried to intervene in my work when I was actually working for a regulatory thing where hundreds of people are at risk. People are like, it's a government regulatory things. Why should I listen to someone who says, no, 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 we won't work on it? If, it's simple common sense. If Hetal asks me, can you give me this thing now? Should I go to my manager and confirm? Do I need approval from my manager for that? Santec head is asking me for something and Jitendra is trying to intervene. He and these two guys, they did actually harass me. They wanted this project to stretch for more than 1 year. Those kind of things happened. They threatened me several times on phone. They've never replied in email. They would call me back on Skype or Teams and then used verbal things against me. That's you, tu manager बनने की कोशिश कर रहा है. You are trying to be a manager. Not 1 or 2 incidents. It's been going since March 2020. I can show you the broken table. It's too much for me. I tolerated a lot. These guys, you want to see the screenshots? I have the screenshots of those emails, or I can forward after this call to you. I will forward everything that they may not have given to you.
Sure, you can share those details, and we'll be happy to take a look at it.
I don't understand one thing. I did my best. I was appointed here as a technical person for a small role. I did 100% on that, even 150%. Okay, I was rated C on that all 5 years. What was the expectation? If I'm hired for a technical role, you want me to do business development out of there. You want me to go to Nigel and above managers and make business dealings. Then you will appraise me. I did the best in the role I was appointed for, and I was given the worst for it, without any reason. When I escalated client harassment, I have been put out. You know what I presume? My theory is that I have been ousted because I raised that issue that I can actually die. My health is so bad. And ITC decided, don't let him continue here. You are afraid that if anything happens to me here, you will be doomed. You will still be doomed and always will be doomed because I have documented everything. Whatever I have suffered in this 5 year will not go away if I resign from ITC. If I resign and I join another company and die, ITC will still be responsible for anything that happens to me, because I was harassed in Santander and ITC for 5 years, at least for the last 1.5 years. You see this, it starts happening. I'm feeling pain in my left ear now again. I'm simply asking, if you are working in the middle of shift, your laptop is blocked and you are said, no, it's normal, you have to go now. Is it normal? Why Hetal was lying to me? There is something which you are not telling me, but I am mature enough to sense that either you have done something very grave in my name at Santander to make that thing happen that day. Seriously, if I am in the middle of shift, my laptop is blocked at 12 and I was told, no, you have to leave now. Either there is something very bad planted in my name, okay, or there is nothing and you just said, okay, Santander, Sandeep needs to leave to India, just close his contract. They did what you requested, and you are telling me another story this side. Unless I hear from Santander, I need to pull those things, whatever happened at Santander. I was the one who was harassed, not they. I gave all the proofs. ITC decided to cut me off, or Santander decided to cut me off and send back to India. I'm not going. I will not go. Even if I resign from ITC, I stay with ITC. That point is out of picture, that Sandeep will go back to India. That is final from my side. I will not go. Okay. Whatever is happening will happen here. Priyanka and Alak, they saw everything. They know everything. Now Priyanka has left. I really don't know what. There's no point in discussing these things with you again and again and again. If tomorrow you both resign and you just leave, I'll be in the same position. What I need here is, I probably have 1 week left with whatever this second meant. If you're not continuing with me, I will resign. Still, I will go to the tribunal. That is my final right, and I have decided on that. It's not something that I am going to negotiate, because I told you the same reason. I am scared about what has been done on my part. I need those details. Okay. If something has been done so terribly in a split second, like, how can I trust anyone? I came to you with a problem. You killed me. Seriously, that's what happened this time. Alag and Priyanka, I have that meeting invite in my Gmail. I know the dates. I probably remember they must have recorded it. I'm not sure, because you are the first person who has actually recorded this. Priyanka, Alag knows all my grievances. I told them everything, that this is happening. They told me, Sandeep, don't worry, we will help you the best. Then you gave me some mental, some kind of thing from Kelp HR, which I never wanted. I don't want any external person to come. It was ITC and me. Then some third party HR came in between. She listened to everything. She didn't have an answer. She just took all the details and asked me if I'm happy for those details to go to Santander, ITC. I was not happy. I was adamant that these details must go to ITC, not request. They had to go, because that was the only proof what I have been through. Then nothing happened. After 10-15 days, Alak came back. Sandeep, we have a request. You are a very bright resource. Why don't you move back to India? Why don't you both come to here? It's not that easy. After, at this stage of age, I decided 5 years back that I will stay here somehow, and I managed in that. You are asking me that, Sandeep, whatever you have done, leave it. My kids don't know a word of Hindi. Even if I somehow try to manage and go, why should I go? It's not ITC who will decide, who will means it's kind of a declarative thing that Sandeep will go back to India now. If you don't have any projects, just give it to me in return that you don't have projects here. That is my decision. Simply and one liner I will say, ITC is a bloody fool. You know why? The simple thing that they did here, it would have been closed very simply. If they would have asked me, Sandeep, we are moving you offshore, I would have resigned that day. This proves that ITC did not want to move me to offshore. ITC wants to cut me off just because I was harassed, I was going unwell, I was terribly suicidal at that point of time when I was working in Santander. So instead of doing something, you just cropped me off. Simple. If I was given an option, Sandeep, you have to move to offshore, then I would have truly and genuinely stood with ITC that no, it's fine. It's been 6 years. That's okay. If you can't take me here, I'll resign. Just give me some time. 1 month, simple. I'll resign. That was the simple end to it. Doing this thing is the reason I'm going to tribunal now. Okay. The way you did it, you justify out there why you did it. When an employee is harassed, he was kind of suicidal at an organization like Santander, and you did some hand in glove kind of technology with Jitendra Mohan or Santander. Nigel is not aware. I'll show you one thing. I talked to Nigel. I sent him a message. He never talks to me. Nigel never talks to me. So who is it? It's Jitendra Mohan only. He's my line manager. He's the one who has been scavenging on me socially, officially, politically, every way. He killed me. How can I survive here? I spent so much time, so much energy, so much of my resources here. And ITC says, no, Sandeep, you just go back. It's not feasible for me. Leave alone feasible. It will not happen. I actually am planning to go to Santander HR because, the request that I made to ITC was 10th May for the reason for termination. 10th May, within 14 working days or 14 days, as per government guidelines, I was supposed to get that reason in written, which did not happen even today. That is the reason I sent that mail that I want this thing in written, then only I will attend whatever you want. You are not willing to agree. So officially I can go now because ITC has failed to provide me the reason. So the second party in my claim would be Santander HR. I don't know what happens between your conglomerate, how you work. But for me, I was dismissed from a position at Santander in the middle of shift without any reason when I escalated harassment. It's my simple case. I have my proofs for that. My company came to me 4 hours later and they say, Sandeep, we are moving you to India. That is the supportive evidence that my company doesn't want to help me. That's all I have to say.
Couple of questions from my side, Sandeep.
Yeah.
So you have talked about, there are a lot of things that you talked about. I think you talked about the things that happened with Anindya, the things that you're talking about with Betty and all of those. Have you raised these concerns? Because I think you were saying that you had good relationship with Jitendra as well. So have you raised this concern with Jitendra that you are having certain problems of this nature, and did Jitendra try to help you out in these?
You want me to ask help from the person who is harassing me. If your manager is harassing you, you cannot officially ask help from him.
I'm referring to the question of Anand.
Have you sent any email or have you documented your concern
I sent many
to him or others? And I think the larger objective here is if you can even share those details with two of us.
I'll tell you one thing. In the last meeting when Alag and Priyanka were there, they asked the same question, and I was working on compiling the data, and there was a whole lot of bunch of mails and everything in my Santander laptop. What happened was on 20th I was just surfing this whistleblowing website of Santander. It was just for my knowledge. I don't know why. Within 30 minutes my ID was disabled. So if you want, just get my data from there. I'll give you all the proofs. Everything is in my Santander mailbox.
So typically you have raised it.
Yes.
And you have done it when? I mean, just to understand this. For the first time, when did you raise this up with Jitendra?
What can you just clarify the meaning of this here?
Yeah, so I think what I'm trying to say here is the concerns that you're facing with Jitendra or with other members within his team. Did you discuss about these with Jitendra about, because he's, I think, was the lead of that team. So either the concern that you had with him or the other teammates like Anand and others that you referred, whether those concerns were discussed with Jitendra formally in any fashion, documented, formally discussed, and Jitendra formally responded to you on this ever?
Jitendra never formally responds. If he wants to harass someone, he would call Skype, Team, or your GSM mobile number, and he will do whatever he wants. Problem is,
did you document any of this, and did you highlight it to him or people in ITC? And of course, even if you've sent it from your mailbox, if Alag will have that copy. So we're just wanting to have that reference, that did you document this or did you raise this formally?
Do you think I was given the time? The way it was done, I had compiled everything.
Not just for this incident. You mentioned that there have been these concerns much earlier than this whole episode. So considering that there has been a background, I'm sure you're a wise individual, and you know that in order to really pick up some of these issues, there's a process. We all typically mention that this is what has happened and highlight it to the required set of people. So have you done that in the past?
I raised all my concerns in the meeting, which was a video call with Priyanka and Alag, which I suppose is official according to me. Because the way it was escalated to ITC, they never told me what happened in the background. Who escalated it, what level it was escalated to in Santander. I don't want to talk to Jitendra just because he's harassing me. There's no point asking why are you harassing me in email. The question that you are asking me is totally out of context or out of logic for me. Okay, and if you say that I should have gone to Nigel, that was the point, that before going higher in Santander, I went to my HR and I actually raised those concerns to Alag and Priyanka, which is the right process as per my belief. If you want, I can send a mail to CEO of Santander as well. I have a lot of data, even though not all. I can raise all the concerns. But that won't be the process. Process is, I'm being harassed there. My manager is harassing me. You want me to go and counter talk to him that don't do this here, it's not good. No, so it's not the way.
We're just inquiring as to what has transpired, Sandeep.
Okay, let me tell you one thing. Do you know what is harassment? Abusing someone, hitting someone, that is one form of harassment. There's one form of harassment where you are like indirectly forcing a person to kill, to die, to remain in stress, to like starve him, don't give him water. That is one kind of harassment that he has done to me. Okay, all 5 years I have been working hard, all 5 years, And all 5 years, Jitendra was my manager. Not even for like 1 month, he was not. All 5, 6 years, he was my manager. I'm working my best here, which is A plus star according to me. ITC is giving me, Sandeep, you have 8.5 rating, but we are giving you 8.4. You know, there's a bell curve. For 4 or 5 years, I've heard that bell curve in my life, and my rating, my appraisal was 0. If I say my manager gives a review that Sandeep is fighting, Sandeep is not a team member, is that not harassment? Is that not harassment? I'm working 10 out of 10 and you says, no, Sandeep, you are working 0. We won't pay you.
So that's the question, Sandeep. Have you written back any of these concerns and highlighted
what do you
that?
want me to go back into my Santander system, fetch those mails for you? You know the scenario here, what has happened.
The question is that has this been done or not?
Yes.
We're not saying that you have to fetch it. I
will not escalate to Jitendra because he is the one who harasses. So I escalated to Priyanka, Alag, Manjunath several times. They are aware.
And were these emails or were these just conversations?
Emails. There are many emails as well. And there were 100 more in my account which should be safe in Santander if they archive those things. You can get the data.
That's fine. We're just wanting to understand that, was this formally documented and highlighted? That's all. I think you very stressed in my recommendation here, Sandeep, is that we've had a fairly long conversation. Okay. Yeah. And I'm cognizant of the fact that some of this, as you rightly mentioned yourself, can be fairly stressful. I'm okay if you want to continue with the conversation. My recommendation would be that
I'll show you some things. Can you see the screens? These photos I sent in the email as well. You see these things? Have you seen these photos? No.
Have you seen?
5 years, one guy is scavenging on my home resources socially. 5 years I've been working my best at Santander. I'm getting the worst. You are still asking me, Sandeep, have you escalated? Have you sent any mails? I don't find a point here. If you are trying to find a legal way out of this situation, you are free to do whatever you want. I just need the data that I requested, and that data is why was I terminated like that on that day, 20th April, when I escalated harassment. This is my simple question. I'm not even asking about whatever happened.
So, Sandeep, you've not been terminated. I think just to clarify the usage of the terminology, we are an IT services organization.
I do understand that logic. Simple,
Can you allow me to speak, Sandeep?
First I will speak. The way it was done, if you say that I was not terminated at Santander, do you mean that? No, I was terminated at Santander, and the way I was terminated, it was some major blow. You kept me in ITC just for the sake of UK laws. Everybody knows that. I'm not a kid, you are not a kid. And I was being forced to India, maybe for some reasons, but I'm not sure. Santander did something. I just want to know why this was done. That's it. That's my last question. First and last. Do you know, I never even got any single credit of one work that I did here. Every year it was like, Sandeep I never complained. Okay, I was not complaining about these things at all. What I'm complaining about, not even about the termination, the way it was done. If you would have called me, Sandeep, we have been given 1 month notice by client. It was a fair way to do it. Sandeep, Santander wants you to move to offshore next month. Fine. Why did you hit that thing? Why did you burn me that day? It was not the way.
I understand, Sandeep, that it's
my daughter was by my side on call. My daughter was listening that day, everything. I'll show you what Alag did that day. Alagappan. He called me 5 times in 15 minutes When I'm picking my kid, Sandeep, we need to talk, we need to talk. What was that urgency? Don't you think I'm not a 20-year-old fresher? I need some respect, some dignity, some. Why did they? I came to UK with some dreams. My 6 years of hard work was burnt in a single stroke by ITC and Jitendra Mohan and whatever you take. You two are new to this company. I know how Jitendra and ITC work together. In 5 years only, I have learnt a lot. I have seen how things go on in Santander. I know those things. Did I not deserve a little respect? Sandeep, you have to go back to India. We don't have anything for you here. Alag, I have been trying to talk to Alag since that day. I have text messages sent. Alag, can we talk? He said, okay, today we will meet. Today we will meet. He doesn't have answer. If that thing happens to me, there was a guy called Aman. He was dispelled from, I think, LCO or some branch, and he was given a position in management or somewhere. You should have taken note of at least my credit. I have done a lot of work. I was depressed. That is, you should have instead helped me. You even kicked me on that stage. When I was more needy, I needed help. That was the time when I needed help from you or Santander HR. They terminated me and you forced me to go back home. That was not the way. And I will not accept any explanation. Hetal, the way he was saying, no, Sandeep, your contract is foreclosed. Your work is complete. They are not even using the word terminate. Am I a kid? Why are you doing this? Simple. Is there any logic? If you want, I'll resign. But listen one thing. I have shared these details with 3 of my closest friends who are real tycoons in IT industry and my family back in India. I have family. I have 3 brothers, 2 sisters. I have a very big family. I never told them about this thing happening. But 2 of my brothers and 3 of my friends, they have taken note of everything. I have backed up a lot of data. All the emails that I sent to Santander and you all. And I want a recording of this call after this, please. I raised grievances. I was harassed. Santander harassed me, that's okay. ITC added to my woes. Then you have to go back to India. Then I'm asking a simple question. Give me the answer. Why are you asking those things that did you escalate to Jitendra? Those things doesn't matter now. Harassment was done. It was done. Reporting doesn't matter. If somebody murdered someone, it's still a crime whether reported or not. I can prove I was harassed. That is all that matters. Reporting it doesn't matter. Secondly, Hetal replied me on 10th of May. You have discussed hundreds of options with your bench of lawyers and do whatever you want. You are free to do. If you would have come simply to me, Sandeep, let's discuss what's going on. Let's try to help you. I was baffled by your statement. You have to go back to India. No, I will not.
Sandeep, sorry, just one question that I want to understand, and I'm sure you can help me there, because what you're saying is in between you said about 15 onwards, for about 5 years he was pretty close with you and had shared a personal space as well. And then you said that the treatment has changed from Jitendra towards you. So what is your reading that why this treatment was changed? Is there something that you know what triggered this treatment?
I told you already. It was when I decided to move friends. I started to hang out with Sambit Swayan and Subram Sharma. Subram was here, I can fetch the dates. So those 2 guys were my friends for 8-9 months. During those 8-9 months, there was one incident when Jitendra was standing on my back on Harvester. He was very angry because I'll tell you now. I have picked and dropped Jitendra's wife and kids more than 150 times in 5 years. Anything happens, he wants to save his 5 pounds of cab. He would say, Sandeep, can you drop it? And, there are some occasions when we Indians, we are like it. I totally agree. It's not his fault. but it's some situation which is controversial. He misused me, he exploited me, and if even if once you try to say please dekh lo, okay ठीक है office में बात करते हैं, this was the kind of reaction he gives. So everybody is scared of him. Who wants to lose a job? He does that. I have proofs. He misused me for almost 4 years until this COVID thing started. He has been misusing me. People know, everybody knows out there. Sandeep, you drop my wife, pick my wife. I have done more times, hundreds of times.
So you think because you started hanging around with Sambit and Subram, the
Yes.
ex-ITC guy and NIT guy, that is the place that you think this is where the treatment of Jitendra started?
Exactly, and that, I will tell you exactly what happened. Write these things down because these are from my memory, but these are exact dates. I'll tell you 3 things. Write down. The birthdays of Srinivasulu, Makasa, Sudeep Kumar and Jitendra, they are all in September. 7, 9, 13, some dates. Okay. It was Jitendra's birthday, Srini's birthday that year. They organized a trip to Kent. Srini will confirm that the year. The day they went back from Kent, Jitendra did 1-to-1 with me. The 1-to-1 started with a note, Sandeep, whatever you do with Subram and Sambit, don't think that this 1-to-1 has anything to do with that. I was kind of amazed that anything never happened wrong in last 3-4 years. Why all of a sudden this 1-to-1? So that 1-to-1 was done with Jitendra. He took me to a room and said, Sandeep, you do internet all the times, you are watching internet, you don't work, you don't have tickets. So I explained him, I already gave you explanation that these guys, they don't let me pick tickets. I have been working on investigations, deep investigations. I gave them everything. Though he says, you are talking to people, you keep gossiping here and there on phone, means all kind of blames that he could pick. He put them on me on that day. He said, you don't have a single ticket. So I went to my seat. I just ran a random search in my Remedy mailbox. I found some 12 to 14 tickets that I worked on. I went back to him. I showed him, 14 tickets. I have worked on 14 tickets. You are saying nahi. So I asked him, can you check properly? At least that run the report. I have done tickets. So I simply realized that meeting was not done because I had issues. That was done because he had grudge. He had the grudge on me that I was hanging out with these guys. And he said in that meeting, I know तुमने मेरे बारे में जो लोगों को क्या क्या बोला है, देख लूंगा तुमको मैं. These were the things that he told me last year when my ILR was pending. This happened. And that was the reason I never escalated, because 8 months were due for my ILR. He harassed me that meeting onwards. I can get you the exact date because I remember these guys had their birthday and the Kent trip was done in 2018. Srini and Jitu went on that Kent trip. And Srini knows everything. I know that Srini talks to Alag and everybody. I know those things. Look, I have done whatever I had to do. I simply know one fundamental. I did my work. I did honestly. I never argued with anyone. I followed what my manager said. I was not wrong. And I will not suffer. Okay, if I was wrong in even one place, I would have resigned. I would have apologized 100 times if I'm wrong once. But if I'm not wrong, I've been harassed, I will not spare him. He started this on personal notes. Office 1-to-1, he's saying, तुम मेरे बारे में जो बात करते हो ना, मुझे सब पता है. Whatever you do with Sambit, it has nothing to do with it. These kind of things came up in an office meeting. What would I think? That simply means that he is jealous. He wanted me to pick and drop his wife every time he calls. And when I am not available after going with Sambit and those guys, he started fuming on me.
This one-on-one that you're referring somewhere about sometime in 2018 when
should be 18, yes.
And Jitendra's birthdays were there. And when this one-on-one happened with Jitendra, and when these conversations happened either about the tickets or about he making statement that you watched the internet whole day and delivered no ticket. So all of these conversations.
Not whole day. He says आप इंटरनेट पे बाहर की साइट सर्च करते हो. And to that thing, Sambit Swine, who is a common friend, he just told me 2 days back that you were watching Auto Trader. This was escalated. So to that, you are recording it. My answer is that Auto Trader is being watched by Jitendra Mohan more than me. He asked me to view the cars for me. Prakash asked me, because I am an expert in cars, automobile. So everybody in my team, Sudeep, from all those, they ping me links to cars. I opened them, checked them and closed them. That's all the internet I did. Otherwise, I never used Gmail or anything in my phone. I never accessed any internet website except 1 or 2 banking website, that too in emergency. I never do internet in office. So he was blaming me incorrectly. That's what compels me that he had a grudge on me.
And that 2018 incident you have raised.
I'm not sure it was 18 or 19, but it was. I'll confirm with Srini. You can email Srini when they went to Kent. It was September 19 or 18, some year.
And this is something which is again is after you started hanging around.
Yes,
with
exactly. This meeting came up after that. I'll tell you. The birthday, that September's birthday of Jitendra, he called us all. Sambit was there. There were issues with Sambit's wife and Jitendra's wife, and they never talked for like 2-3 years, almost 2 years. In that meeting, he deliberately called Sambit because Sambit was hanging out with me. I don't know why. So there were a lot of things that happened after that party. I came back home early because I had kids. Those guys stayed overnight. They had drinks. They did a lot of stuff. They did a lot of gossiping, and I don't know what happened. After that, next Monday or Tuesday, there was a 1-to-1, and I was kind of thrashed and harassed that you are doing a lot of wrong things. So
this 2018 problem that you face at a party and later post on a Monday, did you discuss this with somebody at ITC at that time, or anything that you discuss back with Jitendra post that party? I mean, either of the side, have you done this conversation about this party and other things?
I cannot discuss anything with anyone because that 1-to-1 was like a killer for me. That very day when that 1-to-1 happened, I will give you 2 names. Prakash Kumar, ITC Infotech, and Akhlaq Sayyed, ITC Infotech. They were passing on my desk and my hands were shivering because Jitendra has literally threatened me that day. They know this thing. Prakash and Akhlaq knows that something happened. Prakash knows of that meeting because he talked to Jitendra on my behalf. He said, went back and said that something has happened. Sharmaji, he is not very well. So these kind of things have happened.
So that incident you are saying was not reported into ITC, which you face about in September 18, right?
I'm not sure of the date still. It's 18 or 19.
And then you had a series of the things that you talked about. So that is where it started going wrong with Jitendra. Because I think that is what I was trying to see, where exactly this relationship turned from green to amber and then to red. So you think that is where the raid started and then red zone continued for the next 3 years. Is that what is the right reading, Sandeep?
It was after Sambit and Subram, we started to be friends. All started after that. He stopped coming to my house. There was, he was so skeptical about me that if I am booking tickets for 4 people on a railway website, he was like furious about that. He said that on my face. 4 लोगों के लिए ticket book कर रहे थे. You didn't ask me. These kind of things came upon me. It's between me and Jitendra. There's no witness or no means I can't tell you, but I'm telling you my this is the real grievance. I know what you want. You want to document everything so that ITC is safe. But you're not considering anything about me, that he already ate me up for 5 years. I was brought on a salary which is not sufficient to live in India. That is what worried me. Okay. I have 2 kids. My wife never worked until last year. So I was in financial, social, all kind of problems. Nobody helped me. Do you know, Jitendra was at my house again this year, this Christmas. I'll tell you why. I'll give you one simple reason. Just record it. He was here because his wife joined a job somewhere where my wife was working, and when he came to know that, he was here at my place advising very good things because he wanted some kind of cab share. He never talked to me for almost 1 year. He never responded to my phones. But as soon as he came to know that my wife has started working somewhere where his wife is working in Royal Mail, he came to my house that year after almost long gap. So he's a money-based opportunist who will do anything to save anything that he can. Cabs, I'm there to pick and drop, whatever he wants. Concern is not those things. They are irrelevant now. You know, whatever I have lost in those things, they don't matter. Neither to ITC, nor to Santander, not even to me. I can't recover that. What that matters is I was left with, you know, my health. I'll show you my pictures when I came back in 2015 and look at me now. The health loss that I have suffered, nobody can reimburse that. You can't do that. I'm sorry, I'm not blaming you. But just consider, I'm a colleague of yours. I'm doing my 100%. I'll show you. Can you see the photo on my background? My kids. Do they have any mistake? Did my kids do any mistake? Indu, do you have the right to say that तेरी बेटी प्रियंका चोपड़ा थोड़ी बन जाएगी? Will you say that to anyone? Yes or no?
No, Sandeep, and I think that's where we said that when some of these things happen, it's very important for all of us to take it formally and report it in the real time. I understand that because, you know, there was this whole personal friendship and, you know, the official relationship, some of this, you know, has come in a different way to you. And I think that's what we're trying to really understand and figure out now.
Look,
of course,
he is a scavenger.
These comments are...
He is a scavenger. ITC knows that. And that is why he's a manager out there. Everybody knows that. He will do anything for money and position and power. Problem is, what has happened to me? This was not supposed to happen this way. You know, within 1 or 2 months, I was myself going to switch. Why I'm not into a new job is, you know why? Because I have not been able to sleep since last 1 month. I'm not eating properly. I'm not sleeping properly. My schedule is damaged. If I start studying, this side of my head hurts. Look at my ear. Can you see that? Is it red now? I can feel it. Look at this. I gave you everything. I am facing so many problems. In addition to my family, they were the scavenger guests to my house. Almost 3 years. I lost a lot on that. That's final. That's okay. Nothing can be done. But this action of ITC, who did this? I want to know. You know what Jitendra said that day? Sandeep, let me see which team can help you. He hasn't called me one single time. I'll show you the cards that he gave me this Christmas. Sharma ji and Bhabhi ji, Mahi and Snehal, Laddu की तरफ से. Laddu is his kid. ये आप लोगों के लिए कार्ड आया है, and these kind of relationship is there, forced relationship. But when something bad happens to me, was he not supposed to call? No, I don't care. He didn't call because I am sure he and ITC did it. Nobody above him knows in ITC that this was done to Sandeep. A bad picture of my name is given to Santander HR, or nothing has been given. That Sandeep wants to go to India, just terminate his contract and we will handle him separately. That is one picture. Or you did something so wrong, which is 0% possible, because if something so wrong was posted at Santander, I would have been in jail. Action would have been taken against me. But no action has been taken. But I have been treated like a criminal. It's not justified. If I had done something so wrong that I was taken off the shift, mid of the shift, just give me to the police. Give me to the authorities. I'm a criminal. Do that. If I'm not, then help me. Why are you making me desperate and more troublesome by repeating these things? I have repeated 2 times between Alag Priyanka, one with Kelp HR, then Smita was there in 2 calls. These things are not going to help now. This guy has harassed me.
What do you think will help, Sandeep?
This question has been asked by everyone. I simply told them at that time, I told Alag that I'll just move teams. This was discussed in the first meeting. I told him, okay, let's move. Okay, I'll tell you one more thing. I cannot hear from my left ear. I had a neurological problem, which is normal as per doctor. So I don't have to declare it anywhere. But this problem has gone worse with this harassment going on. In the last 1.5 years, this is happening. I have shown the picture. This starts to happen when I'm in stress. And I believe more of stress, it can kill me. If something happens, why should I means, can we get a clear picture? What ITC wants to do with me? If you want to fire me in India, just ask me, I'll resign right here. That was not the case. Means the way I was treated, it was not right. I simply get that picture that, okay, in 30 days I have to move to India. That simply means that you want to get rid of me. If you are getting rid of me in UK, you will do the same in India. There's no other reason to believe. If you want, I'll resign right in this meeting. But just give me the reason why my 6 years of work was just burnt in one single stroke. I didn't get to send a mail to my employees, like my colleagues, my teammates. There was no farewell, nothing. What should I do with like 6 years of experience going into black hole? How can that happen? Just because I'm like harassed. I'm being honest. I won't leave that. That is my concern. And you decide how you can help over that.
Yeah, Sandeep, sorry, go ahead. No, I think, Sandeep, I can see you are also stressing up right now. So I believe the data part of it is a fair amount of data that you've given, and we do have it also to refer back through thanks that you've recorded. So we do have it for referring back as well. So we will go through it, but then while we conclude the conversation, we would like to know, is there something that maybe that we did not ask you, or maybe that is not covered in the conversation so far?
Yes,
there is
one thing.
There
is one thing. I'll show you that screenshot. Mm-hmm. I never showed it till now. Can you see the timings on these? If it's mirror image or simple? Is it mirror image?
No,
we can see, but the text is not legible. I can see Jitendra Mohan.
Yeah.
That is a 1 hour long call. 1 hour. What happened was that day, this was the Friday I was talking about. I was pulled in a chat by Carlos deputy, who was Oscar Caballero. They pulled me into one chat at 5 p.m. and Jitendra was offline by that time. These guys were super seniors and they wanted me to release some cases, do something, which obviously as per process, I wanted Jitendra to know that this is happening. So in order to avoid that thing on a Friday, Fridays we don't do such changes and things. I sent a mail to Jitendra that, Jitendra, can you please approve if we can do this thing? I sent that mail because I know Jitendra checks every mail every minute on his iPhone. Jitendra checked that mail, kept quiet for almost an hour. I was walking at Medburn with my wife and kids. Jitendra called me 3 times in anger, total anger. And when I picked the call, he started abusing me over the phone. All kind of, means not, I won't say vulgar words, but arrogant language. तू मेरा मैनेजर बनने की कोशिश कर रहा है, तूने मेल कैसे डाली मुझे? These were the kind of language. मेल कैसे डाली तुमने? What happened? अच्छा तुम मेरे को, you want me to take blame of this? What's the blame in this? You are my manager. You have to anyways approve it. If I have to do, I have to seek your approval. What's wrong in me sending a mail? कहता मेल भेज के तूने मुझे कॉल क्यों नहीं किया. I still can't admit what's wrong in that. If on Friday after 5 I'm sending you a mail and you hold a BlackBerry kind of thing, I don't need to call you. And I will not call you because it's not my job after 5. I know he checks every mail. And second thing, he never picks my call. Since I started hanging out with Sambit and those guys, he will only pick my call if I am calling him in office hours. Otherwise that, he will never pick my call. After 5, no. Jitendra never picks. He is total arrogant. He's that jealous kind of person that do whatever you want. I will not pick your call. So why should I call him? That day, he harassed me for 1 hour. Whole screenshot is there. That call can be pulled if you want.
So Sandeep, you are referring to this COVID UBL deployment.
Yes.
That is what you were saying earlier. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. And this is on what date is it? I mean, just for a reference for us.
This call was, I'll show you. 15th May 2020.
Okay.
This was the time by when I had asked ITC about the proofs of those things, the appraisal mentions. So all things were happening bad with me because I had asked, can you give me proofs when I was in heated argument with team members? So that mail was also sent in May. So everything started happening like this as soon as I sent that mail. So I know, you also know that Alag Lalit, somebody has spoken to Jitendra, has forwarded him the mail that Sandeep is asking the proofs. Instead of replying me or giving me proof, this came to me as a proof that he started behaving like this to me in every single instance. Even I send a mail, I call someone, he started harassing me. I'm sending, there's a guy, Jatin Ganta, in my team. He's 20 years of age, 21. I'm 42 years of age. Jitendra says, did you ask Jatin before sending him an email? Means I am 5 years senior in this team to him. And if I send a mail, should I? Means it's okay. I should ask, but there's a way to talk about this, He started to insult me since that day when I asked for proofs.
Sure. Anything other that we have not captured, Sandeep?
Yes.
I mean, of course, we will be
Anand Kaipa harassed me in one other incident just before this one. There was one other incident in which Anand, since he was the lead, there was one email from Produban Monitoring to 4 people who were looking staffware. It was me, Cesar, our manager, Nidhi and Anand Kaipa. There was a mail to 4 people from Produban Monitoring and they asked something. So during those times, I was on call. That means after 5, I was responsible for staffware. And in the day, some other people were responsible in staffware. So in office, I'm not responsible to respond to that mail because that's a staffware issue. But since it was addressed to me, I waited for almost 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Then I replied all to my team asking, has anybody replied to this? It seems like nobody cared to reply. Simple. That was supposed to mean for me as well. 4 people are addressed from a team and some monitoring team is saying something and nobody replied. So it was pointing at me also. But I'm not liable in the day shift because staffware day is different. On call was me from 5. And the reason for asking was because after 5, if they ask, then I am responsible. So I sent that mail that it seems like nobody cared to respond. 1 to 1.5 hour to 2 hours, that mail left unresponded. So Anand sent me a mail, Sandeep, your language hurts the team harmony. That is not the way, and this and that. I had a word with that guy. So I told him, if you had, okay, yeah. I asked them, anybody replied? So Anand said, yes, I had a reply. So what I said was, Anand, at least you could update the thread. It seems like nobody cared to reply. This happened. This was the 3rd thread. So he was angry on that. He went to Jitendra maybe and he drafted a very bad mail. Sandeep, your words are disturbing team harmony and this and that. Those kind of things which were not necessary because I simply said, if you are replying to someone over chat or phone and there's a mail for it involving 3 other persons, please at least reply. It seems like nobody cared to respond. There's nothing wrong in that. And he escalated that issue again, and that was first issue. Then second issue was one when I was apologizing to him more than 20 times. He's not willing to listen. Means I have proofs that I was not wrong. I never did anything wrong. Human error, I am admitting. What's wrong with the human error, and what's wrong with admitting it? The guy says, no, you are doing it deliberately. You don't copy me. So those kind of blames coming within a week of somebody taking a charge of team lead position. He didn't know me 1 week before, and he is blaming that you are not copying me on mails. If it was a repetitive incident, I would have apologized. I would have done whatever he said. And the first thing I told him, Anand, you escalated to Jitendra bhai. Ek bar, you are my lead. You should have come to me and slapped me hard. Simple. You are lead. You have the right. Come to me. You, instead of escalating to manager, talk to me first. So he said, I talked to you first. I sent 2 mails. And I said, I replied you on those 2 mails. This happened. These things have happened. They are all in mailbox. So I replied on 2 separate chains. Then he was missed on one main thread and he escalated that. I replied, Anand, it was human error. No, it was deliberate. So I cannot take those things. These guys harassed me in COVID deployment. They wanted to steal my work and they did it because ITC gave me C band rating while I was appreciated by at level of Carlos Salonki. I sent that mail by Oscar Caballero. If you review that mail, you will see my professionalism, my work, technical skills and skills at Santander all in one go. I have worked in NBC Universal, Linux administration, I have worked in Java, I have worked in BankSphere, I have done almost anything that came to me. 100% track record I have given. Jitendra asks whatever nobody can solve, only me, and I have fixed everything that he asked me. 1 second. I have that. Because I am preparing for my interview, so I had to pull out stuff. I have everything. Out of these things, 3 or 4 are such things which his team was not able to fix. They were escalated to Miguel Traquina and higher management. Okay, they were escalated. Then my team lead Liz said, Sandeep, can you check? For 3 days, she continuously pursued me. I told her that since LCO is testing, it's difficult to work in the day. I'll sit in the night. So second day in the night, I took the logs, and third day, I emailed her the fix, the issue and everything. And after that, the incident that happened, the Spanish guy sending the credit of my work to other team. This is the issue. So all those things I have noted down, and these things are just by my memory reference. I have done 100 times more than this.
Definitely, I think Sandeep, believe most of the details that we wanted to seek from you are in place, and I believe the reference that we were giving about Lee's mail that was sent without Anand, that is also already mentioned here. So I believe we have captured more than enough, and what we would want to do is, I think there will be a process that will be followed in the, if you want to very quickly brief on what's going to be next. Do you want to take that?
I just wanted my answer, because from my perspective, I'm not going back to Santander in any future, the way it has been done. And secondly, ITC, I don't see any future or any prospective help, because the way it has been going, they're extending my secondment revokement on this issue when I was not wrong, I was harassed. This has broken me mentally. Okay, this is the worst thing that ITC can do to an honest, hard-working employee. And if you don't believe, I will get you the proof. Remember the names. I will fetch my review from all. I know more than 500 people in Santander. More than 500. The number of people I am calling, they are startled as you are, or as I am, that Sandeep is not there. It's not shocking that Sandeep is not there. Shocking is Sandeep was fired that way. So if I'm a plus 100, you gave me minus 100. If you left me at 0, I would not have cried. I would have left. But the things were like, Sandeep is not a team member. He fights with team. It was totally opposite of that. Here are the proofs. I will show you those chats if you can read. These are the chats. Wait.
I mean, we can even share our contact details. You can share the chats and the snapshots indeed. But I think what we would need to do.
I have a lot. I will send all of you. Whatever you want, I'll send. And there are communications from previous 2-3 years when Manju misbehaved with me. Means I won't, I'm not escalating Manju. The use of a word called blabbering. Sandeep, why are you blabbering this time? So I told him, Manju, do you know the meaning of word blabber? It means bug bug karna. And you are in a professional appraisal meeting with me and you are saying that Sandeep bug bug kar rahe ho. So he says, I don't know the meaning. But those things doesn't matter. What matters is I want to know why I was dispelled in that manner. It's okay. Santander did what they had to do, or ITC compelled them to do what they had to. I want to know because
we've heard you. We've heard you. You got your grievance understood. You have the email ID from which you received the invite. You can share further details and chats with both of us if you feel comfortable. We will review the same and we will also investigate the matter further to be able to gather other evidences or aspects that we may not have really concluded or reviewed so far. And we will officially informally will revert to you with the response.
I have one single liner when you are leaving. Jitendra has been harassing me in a manner that he used me for 100% for the best work in Santander and he gave me minus 100, not even 0. Because if he had given my neutral review, I would have been happy. He gave my negative review to ITC. Either he gave or he forced Nigel or Kevin to give. Because I never talked to Nigel or Kevin. Never even in my life. I had no contact with Nigel, Kevin. I never sent a mail above Jitendra in Santander till date. So whatever they have given as my feedback, that is Jitendra's feedback. And this guy has been misusing me. I have my team who can, they will prove you. I'm going to meet few team members tomorrow. If they agree, I will ask them to provide my feedback. You can check with my team. I have 8 people team. If they say that Sandeep was not good, I will resign that day.
Of course, we're not doing any of those activities of trying to get feedback from it. Objective is to understand and relieve the situation in a way that it helps everyone, Sandeep. The objective is not to add further stress, and I would genuinely, I would just want to stop the recording here.
It's okay. I'm telling you few things. I lost my parents long ago. You might think that I'm a fool that I allowed Jitendra in my house. People say that, I agree that, I totally admit that. But think about that way. You are in a UK, like separate country. Some people try to be friends with you. It's okay, 2-3 years. The only pressure is when they started abusing my kids and those things. ये क्या खाता है, माही कितना खाता है, माही लिख लेता है. These kind of things happen. मेरी बीवी कैसे सुन लेगी यार? He said those things about my kid. तो मैंने कहा I just don't want him. मेरे parents, my dad went in 2012. उस बात को 9 साल हो गए हैं. मेरी माँ को गए 2003. I don't have anybody in my life, so I trust everybody. Even I'm trusting you both. I'm trusting you like starting from 0. I'm trusting you that as you will go to 100 for me. Okay. I really don't care what will happen in future. Same way I told every truth to Priyanka, Alag, Smita, to the Kelp HR person. Everybody heard the same truth that I'm saying here. You can match those recordings with these. This is meri aap-biti hai. This guy has literally wrecked my family. And I'm so much concerned because after living here for 6 years, and I could not save enough. And if I go back to India this time with just nothing in my hand, I would be the foolishest person in my life. My family back in India, they have different perspective. They think that I'm like, so those things and my current status don't match. I'm not asking for anything, but the way it has happened, it has broken me at this age. My health is not better. I have everything. I'll show you that it was total genuine. Last weekend I did a stupid mistake. I was 4 hours in the hospital because of my mistake. I don't want to die. Seriously, I have 2 kids. I'll not die. But the
Sandeep, of course,
circumstances.
you should not, trust me, Santander and ITC are much smaller aspects in life as compared to what you hold and what each one holds with our own family. None of us was born in ITC or Santander. We were born individuals, and we are and we will always be capable of managing our own destinies and our own health and our own families. ITC doesn't feed my family. I feed my family. And I can do that beyond ITC, and I will continue to do. And I'm sure so is the case with you and everyone else. So I understand your current situation. I know that you're under a lot of stress. Okay. And we'll try and figure out ways to solve for it in the best possible way. I would not be able to comment or commit on anything right now, except the fact, Sandeep, that take a step back. Do not allow anything, any organization to impact you in a way that you're being impacted right now. And I'm not saying this in the official capacity. That's why I've stopped the recording.
I know. The same thing was told to me by that Kepler person, by Smita. Everybody is concerned. But I know you have your limits. Look, you are working out of your chair. You can't do whatever is in your hand. But the things that have happened to me...
You have everything in your hand. And I'm genuinely, again, repeating, do not let this impact you beyond. You know, and you rightly said, when we disconnect the call, each one would be in their own mind and in their own lives. And so you need to be. If you do not drop this for the time being, you're only hurting yourself. And that's not my job as the grievance,
I'll tell you one incident.
Understand. But because we've heard you, okay.
I'll tell you one last thing, please, before you go. I'm not hurting anyone. My son, he's 7 now. वो 4 साल का था. When he was 4, he got a mild fracture in his arm, right here. Okay. That day I was in same mental tension because of Jitendra. It didn't happen long ago. What happened was, when he hurt himself, he started crying. I went to him and I was so angry on him. My son, he just hid his tears, a 4-year-old kid, and he just stood like that without crying. And I was angry. I came back to my seat. After a few minutes, my wife came to me that he's crying again. My son, 4-year-old. I went back to him. I said, what happened? He said, it's paining. So I took him to hospital. On the x-ray table, when the doctor did this to his hand and he cried like hell, I literally slapped. I felt like killing myself because I put my anger on a 4-year-old kid who was in a pain of a bone injury. This has happened to me. I have become half of a devil now. Seriously, he has done so much damage to my family, and ITC doesn't matter. Means I know they are not a related issue, but I'm telling you that guy has done so much damage to my family and my mental set. I would never have brought these things that मैंने cab से pick and drop किया, मेरे घर खाता था. These sound cheap, but when this thing happens for 3 consecutive years, शाम को 5 बजे रोज आ जाना और 4 दिन मेरे घर खा के जाना, and then doing this to my family, you can just imagine what kind of person he is. Ask Srini Makasa, ask those people. I'm telling the truth. Srini Makasa, Sambit Swain, they are ex-ITC and they are part of group. Prakash Kumar, we were one group. Then they have dispelled me from that group because Jitendra doesn't like me. So these things, they actually hit me here. I'm not worried about money or job. I will get 100 jobs. I have very diverse, problem is I'm not able to concentrate.
That's what I'm saying, Sandeep. Hear me for just 30 seconds. The official meeting is over and we will revert to you with the findings. But I really suggest that take a step back for your own and your family's well-being. None of us, I can't step into your shoes and fend for you and for your family. None of us can do that. The only person who can do that and needs to do it is you yourself. Organization is fine, your grudge is fine. Just allow yourself to step back. And I genuinely would recommend, on a personal note, please, if you can, seek help. You are in a lot of stress. And it's not going to
stress
help you
because
at this moment.
he hit me on all fronts. From office, in team, he degraded me. Socially, he degraded me in team. At home, I lost money because of him. He came. For my kids, he said bad things. So every front, and in the end, I am being suffered. I talk to every of my team member. They are shocked. They don't believe that Jitendra could do this to me.
Sandeep, the baggage that you are carrying today is only affecting you, if you ask me. Right? Because this baggage that you're carrying, definitely it's a baggage which you should not have faced or you should not have gone through. But number one is, yes, there is a person that you let come into your life or house.
I totally agree.
And this person, I mean, a lot of time we choose people who are right people, wrong people, and we don't always know about a person till the time we spend some time with a person. Sometimes it's other way around, that people do come in good, they remain good for a while, and then they turn bad as well. So it's either of the things that can happen. But when the things go bad, Sandeep, the first thing that you should do is get these people out of your life as quickly as possible, both physically and mentally, because even if you for a moment say are trying to recover that damage in some fashion, I'm not literally saying that, but even considering there is some sort of a revenge I can take on this and then only I will feel good about it, take my word for it, that whole process of thinking about a past and looking at even an opportunity to take a revenge, all of this whole process will only keep burdening you more and more. A lot of times some of these baggages with a negative account for yourself, mental account, physical account, many accounts that you have to leave that back somewhere and move on for a new one. Otherwise, these are going to only make you feel bad about and feel depressed about. And I think the incidents that you just now talked about your son, it's not real you. It is basically you with that baggage. You just pull that baggage out. Take my word for it. I'm a father of 2 kids. My younger one is about 2.5 and elder one is about 6.5, Sandeep. I know, I mean, sometimes when I am stressed, certain calls that I'm stressed, definitely sometimes even I do that. But that's basically a stress. That is what is a stress management, that at the kind of experience level that you are, you need to know. And just leave all of this baggage behind and move on. Not even thinking about what I lost here and I have to make it. See, if I have to just articulate it in a share market, I'll tell you a very, very simple analogy where the people do certain mistake. It's a very simple analogy and I'm sure you will realize. There are people who put money in Infosys. They lose money in Infosys. And somehow they want to recover money from Infosys, but Infosys doesn't care about it. It is your psychology that I want to recover money from Infosys, and that's something kind of a psychology here. I was going through this with Jitendra, and I have to do something to get it back from Jitendra or that sort of a thing. But that's not something that you should do, because the whole process of even thinking about it and trying to do something around it will only make you continue to make more and more problems for yourself. Just an individual solution.
It's happening. You're right.
So definitely, and whatever, Sandeep, both of us, and I really appreciate even Guru suggesting what he suggested. And I think there's a lot of depth in what he said. And this is not part of the official conversation, Sandeep.
I know.
Intent is not just to take notes.
Look, I told you how problematic I was going, health-wise, my parents. Everything was so. That was the reason I trusted people.
Jitendra is not the God.
Okay.
Jitendra is not God. He's out of your life. You're still capable of doing a lot more. Why are you allowing that whole thought process impact you and your family and your health in the current moment? Do not let that happen.
Yeah. I can say, if you just move on, maybe 5 years down the line, you will see you're far ahead of this person named Jitendra. Because it's a situation and a time that proves a thing, and it's a concentration of your effort. Today, the concentration of your effort, Sandeep, is not onto any constructive part of the work. it is largely on everything that you talk about. I mean, if you look, you would have realized that we probably are talking somewhere close to 2 hours, and you are saying that you've already said this to 3 or 4 people earlier. But that's basically you're saying it so well, you're saying it so repeatedly, is all because you're sticking with it.
I have been through it. I have been through it. That's why I remember every moment. And problem is, I'm a very sensitive person. I remember everything from my childhood till now. I never forget things. Whatever good or bad, it stays with me. It gets stuck.
Yeah, I agree. But
I want to apologize for one thing first.
To unburden yourself, you have to pick up what is going to help you.
If I was like rude or my voice raised anytime, I'm sorry for that. I'm not that kind of person. I'm the most helpful person one would know. Just ask anyone in my circle, whosoever is in CSA. I try to help. What I believed here. I'll help everyone from Mohit, Sudeep, whatever names you take. This is my nature. They also appreciate that. The things that happened right away, they wrecked me mentally. My kids have suffered.
You're not in a good mental state, and any one of us can be in that state.
So that's what I'm telling you, that I'm trying for interviews. 2 or 3 interviews went. I was not in my state. Means I can do much better. I'm preparing for that. But the way it has been going, I'm not able to study. I'm not able to concentrate. Unless I
you
get
have
a response.
Spot and simplify things for yourself. And as Guru rightly said, focus on what is going to help you. Unburden yourself right now.
This thing,
it's not. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You will get a chance. You will have your fair chance to do exactly what you want to do right now. But probably it's not a time that you should spend right now to do what you want to do.
My hands have started shivering. I was never like this. Look at my hands. If you see, I'm just hardly 41. I never, even 3 months back, I was very good health. Means not bad health, but in last 3 months and especially 1.5 years, I have lost a lot of, my health has gone down. Seriously.
Sandeep, do you really think your health is important, or anything else that you're talking about this person is important?
At this moment.
And if your health is important, then take my words for it as a friend. I mean, we have not worked together for too long. I've just taken a CEP role of Santander, but if you ask me, some of these things are not worth. Some of these people are not worth to think about so much and spend your time and energy and spoil. See, I'm pretty sure whatever you're saying right now, just what you're saying is physical. Take my word for it. The 3 other people that are there in the house today, they will be going through a much different trauma, which they may not be even talking to you.
I know.
And especially, the kids. I mean, I do have 2 kids, and they're not having schools. They're not having many other opportunities to mingle around with many other things. They're already going through a lot of trauma. And here onwards, when we bring in our baggages of offices into the house, take my word for it, that's something. I mean, this room that you are currently into, if that is your office room, that is a door that you have behind you, and if that is where you exit, everything else should remain in this room, Sandeep. And the day that you can achieve it, many of your problems will get solved.
I'll do it in 1 week, I know, but problem is my mind is not allowing me, because I am stuck at point what happened there, that I want to know. That the way it was done, I need an answer to that, simple. Because I gave 6 years to that, and the criminal treatment.
Answer, but do not let that one answer or anything. What happened was not good. I'm acknowledging it. I'm agreeing to it. Now, do you want this to go on a loop of difficult moments, stress for yourself? Or you want to really get to a mode wherein you're able to move ahead?
I want to move on, definitely, but
that's what we would want for you, Sandeep, friend.
I'll do.
We will come back as an organization. We will give you the response, okay? But mark my words, you're in a country wherein, if you're in a state wherein you say that I'm going to commit suicide, everyone else around is going to be very alarmed, okay? And it's not everyone's job to be able to solve your mental stress and issues. We're your colleagues, so we're discussing this and we've disconnected the formal meeting. But please understand that by doing this, though you're seeking help, you may not really get help all the time immediately. People in organizations and including client organization may get very intimidated, may get very threatened by it. Okay? And when that happens, it can impact you and your family in a very negative way. You still have, and think about it, it's not, as I said, we were not born in Santander, we were not born in ITC. Multiple people have come and gone. You will get ahead in life only if you allow yourself at the moment to move ahead. Do not, you want to tackle with it, first thing that you tackle is bring your stress level down. Talk to a psychologist or a counselor.
I have been
Okay,
talking to NHS.
do that. You essentially need to do it. You need to bring down that stress level for yourself. Once you're in a better condition, you will be able to fend for yourself, for your family, and your career much better. This is not the moment to fight, Sandeep. This is the moment to recoup, to allow yourself to heal.
And your people need you, Sandeep. Remember that nobody else need you, but your people need you. ITC, Infotech, Santander, these are just a tag, and you are midway of your career. You're not at a fag end of career. You're 41 is what you're saying. You've done about 17 years of your career already, and you have another 19 or 20 years of career remaining. And most of it is in the country, which is a country of opportunity, right? You will only get something best opportunity, Sandeep, when you calm down.
I'll try to be more calm. I'll send you all the details and more, soft
do
concerns.
that right now. You can,
Forget it.
Okay? But okay. I can tell you, I'm only going to recommend you what is going to help you, Sandeep.
I'll work on that.
It's like a thread. You're winding yourself with the thread more and more and choking yourself. How is it helping you?
It's not helping. I don't.
See, let's assume for 2 minutes, and let's just assume for 2 minutes, and if you don't know about what happened at 12 o'clock on that day, how much that is important for you to move on. It is important for you to know what happened on that day. I'm not denying that. That would happen. That would happen today or tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that it's not something which is going to be a trade secret. And I'm pretty sure you would have approached that question also in a different way. Maybe not officially, but unofficially, somebody would have opened up with you and have given that data. But tell me one thing, that answer, is it important for you to move ahead for 19 years ahead?
Why I am concerned, I will tell you the exact reason why I'm concerned. Just suppose 1 or 2 years back down the line, if I try to come back to Santander just for say, and suddenly they tell me that, okay, 2 years back you did this something wrong here, and sorry, we are not able to hire you. That is what means. There's a black hole on my name.
No, it's not that. Okay. I can only tell
I just want that confirmation that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Sandeep, you just picked up another reason to torture yourself.
And Indu, let me answer that in a very, very unofficial way to you. If you go back, exactly the question I'm answering. If you go back after 2 years, assume for 2 minutes that after 2 years, Jitendra Mohan is not in Santander. And if you go back to Santander after 2 years, there is nothing in Santander that will stop you from joining them back. Because that is the only thing I can state out of this call, beyond this call, though it is not supposed to be said in this call. That's the only statement, if that is what you're worried about, that I have created 500 friends, I have created a network of so many people.
I believe it.
Is there something that is closed there so abruptly and so bad that I cannot knock the door of these people after a couple of years? I would want to utilize this 6 years that I've invested into this organization in some of the other ways. After 2 years, definitely, that's a very valid point, because it's one of the big organizations there, and definitely a name that you want to go back. Take my words for it, that new Santander and that new Sandeep will not be rejected at all. That I can guarantee. If that is what has been your concern for all the while, ask me for it and I can tell you that's not a problem.
However, if you take it and twist it for yourself or Santander or for anyone, I can only tell you that it'll hurt. If you twist something beyond the point, it breaks, Sandeep. Do not do that to your mind. to your family, to your career, it's not going to help.
Totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I'll
So
do one thing.
sit over it, relax over it for 2 days. Just don't think about it. Just try to do that. Saturday, Sunday is coming now. I know that UK has opened up fairly good. You do have a fair amount of open places where you guys can go venture out. Just 2 days. There are a few things you don't think about categorically. One is Jitendra Mohan, 2 is ITC Infotech, and 3 is Santander. That's the 3 things, including 2 of us. You can just forget for just 2 days. Take my word for it. Monday will be different.
I'm actually feeling.
As we said, dump it. These are much smaller things.
Since that day, this is the first time I have actually talked about this. I'm feeling a bit better. I totally agree with you. Give me some time. I'll write back on that, and I'll still say I'm sorry if I, it all happened because of there's a lot happening around me. You know that. I told you, and the way things have happened, it was not right. So I can't say anything. I'll come back to you. Okay.
Yep, definitely.
Don't take it as concerns. I'll have my requests, but please consider them. Not concerns, but I'll have my requests. I'll copy Hetal also because he talked to me last time. Okay.
And don't go and struggle in terms of even apologizing to people. There is not requirement. Take my word for it.
I'm not that kind of person. I'm seriously concerned about how people means I've never hurt anyone. So that's the way I hurt myself more. Most of these people out here, they have misutilized me. Just 1 or 2. Otherwise, people appreciate.
I will stop you there. I'm sorry, but I'll stop you because otherwise you'll again go and start thinking over that. But let me tell you one thing. It is nothing to do with you need to apologize to me, Indu, or Hetal, because all of us have been working with you. We know you, including me. I had another couple of conversations with you earlier in different capacities, Sandeep, you know that. We all know you as a technologically person who can deliver, right? And that's what you take beyond. Santander experience is not going to go away from you, right? Because that stays with you because it's here. It's gone here.
Yes.
It's gone in you as an individual, and that's your career value which has gone up. The incident doesn't take away that knowledge from you. That is going to stay with you. No Jitendra Mohan can take it away. So you don't have to apologize to Hetal. Why Hetal has deputed me or Indu to talk to you is because he's concerned about you. He wants you to not be like this because he has seen you different person for the last time. I think everybody is thinking in that fashion that this is not a Sandeep that we would want to see, even if he be with us for next 10 years or he leaves us in 10 days. We would like to say bye to Sandeep in a different way. And that's what is the intention of each one of us. And that's the whole conversation. Forget about a recording, forget about tribunal, forget about anything for that matter. That's the simple intention, including us for not working. I'm telling you with this 2 hours that we have spent with you, we automatically, the conversation that we had were very personal and automatically we get tied up with you in a very different chord. So only intention each one of us have, Sandeep, is you come out of it, because when you come out of it, it's a different Sandeep. Automatically you will see in a mirror and everybody else around you will see. Right? So that's what is the only request that we all have, buddy.
I'll try to make it better.
Just sleep over it today.
Really,
and
thank you.
Give 2 days for yourself where absolutely 2 days of 48 hours, you just don't categorically think about all of these things and come back on a Monday. I'm pretty sure, Sandeep, you will have a different perspective. The moment the perspective changes, the thought changes. The thought changes, the action changes. As simple as that.
I totally agree, and I appreciate these things. I'm damn sure these are the things which you pointed. They are telling me. I'll try to make things change. Thank you.
Yeah, go back and smile back at your whole family in a very different, cheerful smile that you used to have 3 months back.
Very precious.
Absolutely, and you will see a difference. The reciprocation comes to you from your family. Right now I'm telling you, go out of the store, and you give that old smile. Your kids, everything would have happened. I'm not denying everything would have happened. But when they see you nice, you back fit, and a driver seat, will be more than happy. They will forget everything else, what has happened in the past. That's exactly what you have to do.
I will.
Yeah?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Please.
I am I wish we were in the same location. I would have given you a hug and a lot of positive energy.
I'll not reply on that mail, but if you want, just let Hetal know that I'm just stopped. I'm not proceeding with anything. I'll give it a thought. I'll come back to you. Okay. For me, it's stop. It's stopped now. I'll give you the reasons, the various things. We'll talk about this. Just let me relax this weekend.
We don't need anything. We just need Sandeep to be in a better shape. Okay?
I will be.
And just keep that thought. What Guru said was precious. Keep it with you. Start a new day. Start a new thought process. And just allow yourself to heal. If you pray, I promise you, I will pray for you. I'll pray for your healing. And I believe in that. Okay? And do it for yourself. And I'm sure on Monday, we'll meet a different person. And we'll start on a different note altogether.
Thank you. Thanks, Guru.
Yeah.
Thanks, Indu.
Take care.
Okay. See you. Bye.
Thank you, Sandeep. Please take care.